They say they are government statistics, and they are statistics. They are facts, and they are datas. In other words, you can't trust statistics or datas, because there's ways you can manipulate them to make them sound the way you want. For instance, a lot of liberals would interpret that black males are more likely to be victims to be an excuse to use the race card, that black males are victims of crime more than any other racial groups. Now, this is how liberals argue their wicked agenda. But when you begin to probe it, and the link, if I can remember where the link is, the link is www.bjs.gov-content pub-pdf-bvc.pdf, and that is the American crime and statistics. And you begin to realize that these crime are not white people attacking blacks. In fact, it's quite rare. It is blacks attacking blacks. In fact, blacks are more likely to attack whites, interestingly enough, than whites attacking blacks. So it makes you wonder, where does all this black anger comes from? Most black crimes are done towards blacks doing it to themselves. You know, blacks destroying their own neighborhoods. Not white people, black people destroying their own neighborhoods. If you remember Hurricane Katrina, usually when it comes to disasters, it brings out the best in human beings. It brings out the best. However, when it came to black people, it brought out the beast from within us. There were reported cases of looting, robbery, rape. This is Hurricane Katrina brought out the beast in black men, you know, but obviously that was hushed. This is what liberalism does. A lot of liberals, and not just being liberal whites, but a lot of apologetic black people who get a sick, morbid sexual curiosity from black crimes, such as unsavory black females, which I will go into in much detail in my next video. They would argue that, you see, black men are victims of crime. They are also victims. But what they fail to tell you is that it's black men doing themselves in. You know, so this idea that we black men warrant preferential treatment, special favors, why should we? Why should we? You know, we are the ones who are committing our own genocide. We are the ones who are acting like animals, you know. But what's interesting, the reason why I started off with figures and statistics that are reliable, and I'll tell you why. When I was growing up, right, you know, the black culture had a silence. It was blacks against the system, blacks against the police. So if anything happened in your neighborhood, I don't care how vile it was, how nasty it was, you did not go to the police. Now think about that. It means whether it was rape, whether it was child molest, whatever, you did not go to the police, because you were seen as informing, you were seen as, you know, cooperating with, quote, Babylon, unquote. So the police were, this is Britain, I'm not sure if America has similar words, but in Britain the police were called Babylon, right? So therefore you did not tell the Babylon anything. So it didn't matter what crime took place, black people did not report it. And it's no wonder that the black community became a haven for criminal racketing, in the safe knowledge that many black criminals knew that they were protected by black secrecy. If you like, cults work the same way. A big example, Jehovah's Witnesses. This is my words. This is what two JWs have told me, and also research on their own website, and you will see it. If you're a JW and you're a paedophile, you'll be protected, because they do not believe in grassing up their own members, you know, to what do they call it? Is a word, the kingdom of Satan, which is outside the world, outside the kingdom hall, the kingdom of Satan. They don't believe in reporting their elders, so they deal with it right inside the kingdom hall. They, you know, they do not get the police involved or social workers. That is out of bounds, and that is the reason why one of my students, who was a JW, he left, because he was disgusted by that policy. It takes great courage to leave, you know, JWs, or it takes great courage to leave a cult when you begin to find out what it represents. Not many people have the guts to leave a system that is corrupt, or to expose it. Not many white people can expose white people. Not many black people can expose black people. Not many gays will expose gays. People tend to shroud in secrecy their vile and deceitful lives within that club. Well, I'm not about that, right? If someone's doing wrong, I will expose it. I don't care who you are, black, white, disabled, I'll expose you. And what was interesting is that this secrecy, this black secrecy, it confuses daters, because it makes you wonder how many unreported crimes go on inside the black community, bearing in mind that we have an anti-police attitude. How many crimes goes on? Black men, we must realize, and that is, if we are abusing black women in the numbers that we are, and we have created a wall between the black culture and the police, black women are not going to go to the police. They're not going to report rape, because number one, she's a black female, so her color is against her, and also gender as well. And black men know that any perpetrator or rapist is aware of the power that they have. They also is aware of cultural advantages and disadvantages. And black men obviously will know that, just as you can see in the movies, a black person knows that if you kill another black man, they'll say it's drugs related. I think it was Dave Chappelle in one of his comedies, or Chris Rock dealt with it in one of their scripts. You know, if you want to kill a black person, just shoot them and sprinkle some crack, pretend it's crack related, and that's it, problem solved. No forensic science, no nothing. And that is how black people value black lives. You know, black people really don't value each other's lives at all, and that's the reason why when we are begging white people to respect us, we really have a nerve, because we don't respect ourselves. You know, it's seldom that black people will report a crime. So this idea, Black Lives Matter, no, it doesn't. It's a scam. Black lives never matter. When I was growing up, you know, if you saw a crime being done by a black person, you never reported it. You know, if somebody burgled you, you went and dealt with it yourself, and that is it, if you dealt with it. You know, so even from the outset, there was a cultural distinction between whites and blacks. Whites had order and obeyed the law. Blacks did not. And whether you like it or not, that is the truth. That's how I saw when I was growing up anyway. That's what I saw. Black people did not respect the laws, nor did they want you to report anything that was done by other black people. You were seen as an informer. Whether you're in gangs or not, you were seen as an informer. And that's how black culture and black crime developed. And that's why we're in a cesspool that we're in today. Because it started to evolve into this weird, immoral black consciousness. So this idea that black males are victims of crime more than any other race. Yes, if black males are 13% of the population, and they are more victims than anybody else, that is very bad. Liberals try and massage the figures. They try and do some magic tricks, some Daniel Brown or Paul Daniels, whatever his name is. They always try and sprinkle some strange magic to make the data or survey fit their prejudices, or make it all sound too bad. But it does. Black and black homicide is serious. And even though blacks are the victims of crime, yes, by the hand of other black people. So we're telling people, oh, you know something, we blacks, we're the victims, we're the victims, not white people. We make it most of the, victims, of this horrible crime. Yes, we do. Because we did it to ourselves. A black person, as I said in many of my videos, is more likely to be attacked not by whites but blacks. When you look in the mirror, you are looking at your murderer. When you look at the people you hang around with are your future murderers, the people that you dip your bread in their soup to eat are your potential killers. When you go to the Nation of Islam, you are looking at your potential killers. You dare challenge them, you dare cross them, you dare step on their shoes, and bam, you're dead. This is black psychology. This is black culture. Where the very people you live next door to, tomorrow night might be nice to you, but the next night they're shooting you. And to answer one of my dear subscribers, I think her name is Robin. I'm surprised I remembered it. Robin, I think. Yes, Robin. There are good black men out there. You won't find them in the ghettos. You'll find them in affluent areas where they decided they've had enough of this black magic. They've had enough of this black nonsense, whinging and crying like they're victims. Sometimes I question the validity of, yes, there's no, I'll be a fool if I denied it. I'll be a fool. Of course, racism exists. But do you know something? I don't even think it's as severe as many black people like to try to pretend. The video I made on if there's a race war, black people lose in less than 2 minutes. The number of white brothers, patriots, this is a white male patriot from Texas, who said to me that, do you know something? You're a lovely black brother. This is what I said in one of the things. You read it in one of my videos. You see all the things there. And they said, I'm a redneck. I don't know what he means when they mean he's racist, but he says, you're more than welcome to break bread and come to my house. You'd be surprised the number of white people out there who said, I don't want a race war. I don't want to fight black people. You'd be surprised. But you know something? When your life is a failure, when you are lazy, when you are in an environment that has no schooling, no love, your mother don't love you, of course you're going to want to suicide. It's suicide. Of course you're going to beg for a race war, because you know full well you won't last 2 minutes. So it's suicide. You're begging the white people to kill you. That's what you're technically doing. You're saying to the white man, look, kill me. Why don't you just offer your services and become a slave? Why do you knock on the white person's door, in Texas, and say, look, I'm a black male, I have no hope. I'll clean your garage, I'll clean your floors, I'll cook for you. Just give me a room. Offer your slave service. Have some integrity. And maybe go to college, once a week or something. Become a slave, become a servant. You got no hope in the ghetto anyway. You're just waiting for some black person to come and kill you. You don't believe me? Tomorrow night, look at the newspaper. How many blacks are killing blacks? Be you next. You'll be next. When you look in the mirror, you're looking at your future enemy. You know who's going to kill you? Who's going to rob you? Not a white person, a black person will.